And although people don't know about you in this very moment, the world would know soon. That's how you have to look at it. That's how I look at it on certain things. Like, it's cool, okay, but just keep going. Eventually, it's gonna happen.
That's all.
You just have to keep going, and it has to be within to know, like, in a humble way, I could do it.
All right, guys, what's going on? We are back with another episode of the Keep Growing show. As we got right here next to me, my boy, the brother, Julian Robertson. Officially 12 months that we've been doing, a Keep Growing episode. We look back for the last 12 months. What part of it has been your favorite part?
Man, all of it, truthfully, and I don't say that like in a cliche way.
Yeah.
Everything.
Explain,
like,
for sure.
But like really just seeing, and really like for you too as well, just seeing like the transition from the original spot to this spot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's been really cool. Just seeing like just the growth, just the change, just the different topics we've spoken about, and just the plethora of things we've discussed. But just that transition.
Okay. I forgot how to tell you. There you go.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, again, from the transition from the original spot to now this spot. Well, I don't want to say original, but the spot previous to this to this spot, and just all the topics. It's not really a matter of like one moment, because everything has been a blessing, man. Speaking every week,
it has.
You know what I mean? Just looking forward to like this specifically every week. It's been a blessing. So yeah, it's just a journey. Truthfully, a journey.
I forget that we were in that spot, man, recording.
Yeah, it feels so long
it was
ago.
so long ago. Yeah, so
if
you guys get a chance, if you can go back and watch one of the first ever episodes of what we're doing, like the whole setup was different, man. Like it was on a futon that I had for almost 4 years, and I think we were just working off my camera at the time.
And a board.
And a board, yeah. So I think the best part about the 12 months that we've been recording is that everything we've talked about has only elevated. Like they're very similar conversations, similar points, but the conversations elevated in the experiences that we've had to share, right? Because this time last year when I knew you didn't have 2 spots that you traveled to in your back pocket to pull from,
Yeah.
So
it's been added to.
I think of that in like when we're sharing things and watching, episode every week and then looking at it from a month-to-month standpoint. I'm like, bro, the amount of things we've experienced in this time frame together has been like a blessing to say the least. But I think it's shown the amount of growth that has happened on this show specifically, going from the setting, the equipment that we have, the people that it's reached. So I owe it all to, in this case, you, Deshaun, and then obviously God with us being able to do this week to week and have the liberty to do it is just amazing, bro. So yeah, man, I mean, to stay, again, on course with the main theme for these last few weeks, guys, where we're talking about how guys can stay in, the routine of things and how they can look at life as a way to get ahead in their own lives, whether you're, 20 years old or whether you're going into your 30s. Like, I think the most important thing, especially leading up to 2026, is having that process set first and foremost. The only way you can have a process set is by understanding the things that you're doing at this very moment. So I know Julian and I have talked about it time and time again, where what we've been doing at this moment, we've been doing for the last year or two, bro. Like, like the boring things, we'll call them, like what people talk about, just, whether it's getting up at a specific time every day, whether it's reading, whether it's, push-ups, like all those things that amount to the areas that we're in this life.
Yeah. I mean, the things that we speak on this, in front of the camera is basically the same stuff we talk about off camera.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It's really no difference.
True.
It's just there's a camera in front of us. So, I mean, we speak from experience. We're speaking from our day to day. We're speaking from previous experiences to present experiences. So, everything we speak about is genuinely what we talk about off camera. There's really no fluff to it. Of course, certain things we're not going to speak on camera, but for the most part, the way we speak on camera is what we talk about off camera, as far as building, as far as elevating, as far as brotherhood, as far as just moving forward, life, trials, tribulations, all of these things we speak about off camera. So when we put this camera on, it's just, we're speaking just like how we do when the cameras are off. So yeah, that's a real blessing, truthfully.
I think people can feel that too when they're watching us. The feedback I get all the time is like, your guys' conversations are so genuine and natural, and you guys flow off each other. And it's really because we don't put on a mask, man. Like, we put on this camera and the lights and we turn everything on, right? But it doesn't change the fact from when you just show up and pop in, or I pop in at your spot, and we're just, you know, chilling and talking for 3 to 4 hours. So I think that's the beauty of it. And a lot of people don't have that type of mind frame to get in front of a camera and just be genuine. I think it's challenging, you know, for a lot of us, because we see a camera and we're like, one, how am I being perceived on the camera or through the lens? And second, like, my insecurities physically are going to come out and show if I have some real ones that I just can't be be in front of. So I think there's a way to look at it from a healthy standpoint of, if you just be genuinely yourself. And I tell people all the time that want to do like social media or content creation, I tell them, talk to the camera like a friend. You can't lose. Absolutely. Those people are going to gravitate. Everything's like we talk about energy, genuineness, kindness, and people are going to, genuinely be open to listening to what you have to say if you just be yourself. That looks so different for everyone. Yeah, people can feel it. I feel like people can feel it. I don't know what it is about a camera that necessarily alters how people think they're going to be perceived, or perception, or whatever, nuances they have internally. But I mean, genuinely, it sounds cliche, but it's just real. It's like, if you're genuinely if you present yourself as who you are, whether it's good or bad, people are going to receive that, however it is. But on the good end, when you just present yourself for being genuine, like you said, speaking with a certain level of, intelligence, having a certain level of proclivity in regards to just the space in which you speak in and how you speak and carry yourself and your disposition, people can feel that. Or people can feel like, it sounds like you're trying to put on putting a front on. Like, or you might not really be like this off camera. Like, people can feel that. People are smarter, generally speaking, than people might give credit to. So genuinely, again, we just speak from the heart, and we speak honestly. Like, again, what this camera picks up is the same as if somebody were to be around us, or how we converse off camera. It's no different. It's really no different. So it's a blessing that we do get good feedback, or that people are running up on you when you're outside and saying, that's like, amazing. That's the blessing. Like, that's the blessing. So, hopefully I experienced that while we're somewhere, or, for sure you haven't.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there,
been.
But I'm happy that you experienced that, because for one, you brought me onto this, which I'm blessed and thankful for. This is your podcast. But then also it's like, if you experienced that, I experienced that. Even though I wasn't there, I still experienced that. So for somebody to run up on you and say, hey man, I'll watch it, I feel just as happy about that, because it's like, nah, man, like, that's a blessing that somebody tapped in and they saw you, and he could have just saw you and just been like, in his head, like, oh, I know who that is. But for him to be like, yo, I watch it, and then further the conversation, that's really a blessing for real. And it doesn't matter if it's just one. One is enough. That's enough. Now, when it starts to further, that's when it just gets more massive. But the one person that runs up and walks up and says, hey, man, I watch your show, or speaks on specific things, man, that's a blessing, man. It is. That's really a blessing for real. That's never to be taken for granted, ever. So, no, definitely. I think you speak on some like really important things, because that's just one person coming up and saying what's up, right? And saying like, yo, your stuff looks really good. But I think the other side of it is like, it's not just one person, bro, because I'm sure there's been plenty of times that people see me or you together when we're out. They're like, oh, telling their boys like, yo, I've seen their stuff. For sure. Because I've done the same thing. Like, I'll see people and I'll tell I'm like, oh, they make that content that I showed you. I'm like, that's good, some good stuff. And even though I'm not openly going up to them and be like, yo, bro, I like your content. It's more of still a realization. And I'm almost like, I get like happy or just excited when I think of that too, because I'm like, if one person came up, man, that means our stuff's out there. Other people in a very humble way, like our stuff's out there, and I'm sure they're telling their friends, and that's all I want, is it to be noticed and like the exposure to get out, not because I want it for myself for fame or for you for fame, more because we've been through stuff and we talk about real things that a lot of other people that don't have money behind this, that don't have sponsorships. Like, when I tell people all the time, bro, there is no money directed behind this. There's no type of like buyout system to where every week I have to talk about a certain thing or share an ad because I got money coming in each month. Now, do I hope to get to there? Yeah, I think there's a happy medium with it. But in this time, it's like, there's experiences that are just be given out by us talking for an hour. And it getting out to the masses, bro. So that's amazing thing about social media is you never know who it's going to hit. And the blessing is when it hits the right person and they have the courage to come talk to you, it's almost like,
oh man, put the ego aside. Like, let me dab you up and give you a hug real quick,
Absolutely.
bro, because
Absolutely.
like this hit you in a way, and that's exactly what we wanted it to do.
Yeah.
From being truthful.
I agree. Yeah.
So I want to share a little bit about this before it gets too late into the year. I'm hoping for this to go out on Friday, but we just got off of an amazing new venture that I wanted to start and put together. And, you know, I got to thank my boy Julian on camera as much as I thank him off camera for helping, again, assist with this, with the moving around of things. Like, as you can see, the way we're set up right now is a little bit different. We don't have the TV behind us. We don't have the couches. Like, we went through a full-fledged, like makeover of this spot, man, and turned it into something pretty cool that I would have never thought of on my own. So the new thing that we're going to be doing, or that I'm going to be doing in 2026, is won't share everything, but like bringing experiences to people that aren't from here, you know, people that are looking for the type of vibe or energy that you can't get in a club, in a bar. And I think there's a healthy way to do this without it being so centric around, you know, a mass of people with a massive alcohol. I think there's like a happy medium that you can do, especially if you have the right vibe with it. And man, bro, I want to get your thoughts, but like, I thought the first one that we put together was pretty amazing with the type of people that were in here, the look that we had. Like, man, everyone looked good. If I had a trophy to hand out, I would give my boy over here the best looking man in the room, or person in the room, because what he wore was amazing, bro. Like, it was fly to the T. But yeah, bro, I want to get your experience from it and like how it was for you.
Yeah, man, it was cool. It was cool. To further it, basically, it's like it's a vibe to where there's music involved.
Yeah,
and it's just good. It's a good group of people.
Right.
So that's really what it is. It's just curating a vibe. Like, that's really what, you know, the essence of it is. And within that, having good conversation with people, food, drinks, things of that nature, but it's just curating a vibe. Yeah. So that's what it really was. And again, we went with a color coordination of all black, which was good. You know what I mean? It was a very, like, just a classy, smooth look. Like, it helped with the curation of the vibe. But man, it was good. It was good. It was good conversation. It was it was just animation on different levels, bro. But it was good though. You know what I mean? And I think seeing it at the foundation, at a beginning stage, can just show like the possibilities of what it can become. Yeah. Because like we spoke about before on the previous episode, people are desiring these type of like environments and these type of situations. So to see it in the beginning stages, like, it was cool, man. Like, it was cool. And that's how anything has to start. It has to start from a seed. So to see it from the infancy, and then, I mean, there's no telling where it can go, but it was just it was a good experience, man. And it was a good curation of just like smooth vibes, truthfully.
It was, bro. And I think the best part was like walking into it, even for myself, walking into it and just like looking up and everything. I'm like, wow, like, this is amazing. Yeah. Because when you're so in the weeds with it, you don't notice it at first. But like, when I walked in after taking out the trash, before I started having people over, I was looking at the place and I'm like, dude, this is going to be good. Like, this is going to be a really good night. The layout was smooth. We had some curated music and playlist that was delivered to us by a DJ out here, and she did amazing with that. So I appreciate her for it. Everyone had a small portion of like getting this first one to come through. And I think with, like you said, generating the vibe and a certain aesthetic, you can't do that without the right people in it. So like, everyone that was here played a huge part in this first one. And the only way that it's going to be able to go up is if consistently those types of people show up once a month. And that's the main goal, is to have something once a month for the next year, and then hopefully grow it into something more. But I think, you know, the biggest thing that I would tell anyone that has a dream that they want to start is just give it a try, shoot for it. Because there are so many things that I learned from it that I'm like, man, like, from a planning standpoint, like, I can do this next time. I can work on this for curating a different type of vibe. I can look at this for different inspiration. And the more people that you have that are willing to help, especially out of the goodness of their heart, is you got to take advantage of it, man. Like, it's worth the time and the feeling, to be honest. So, yeah, bro.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's with anything, to where it's like, if you have something that, again, a vision that you have, and you have people around you, a core group, or just people that you're close to. How I look at it is like, yeah, we all have our own lives, but for your people, whether it's a brotherhood, whether it's a sisterhood, like, the people that are around you, they should want to like help you in your
for
endeavors.
sure.
Like it should be a natural assertion of being like, oh, this is what you have going on. Cool. What do you need me to do? How can I help? Like, you need me to pick this up? Do you need it should just be natural. And I mean, it might seem kind of straightforward, but I don't think it is. But I say that to say, like, if people are in your life and they don't do that or they don't want to, I think it's plausible to question, like, yo, where do you stand?
Right.
Like, where do you stand?
sure.
Because again, we all have our own lives. So can you help your brother or your sister with absolutely everything? No, that's not life. But for like major things, or, you know, just, we understand relationships. If people aren't ready to like assert themselves and be helpful and, you know, within your endeavors, or seeing you have a goal and being like, yo, if I can help you with this, let me know. If that's not something, well, then it's like, well, what type of relationship, what's the foundation for real? Because you should want for your brother what you want for yourself. You should want for your sister what you want for yourself. So it's like, yo, if this is something that you want, yo, how can I help? Let's get this done now. Let's not wait. Let's move this stuff around. Let's, like, what type of vibe do you want to go for? Like, let's do this, because if your brother wins, you win, and vice versa. So that's just how I look at situations, to where it's like, yo, I mean, again, we're talking about core relationships. We're not just talking about acquaintances. We're talking about somebody who you look at like your brother, or, you know, real friends. It's like, yo, if your boy is doing something, it should be in your heart to be like, yo, let me help. Just genuinely, it should be there. And again, you don't need that many friends, but if the people are in your life and they don't do that, it's like, well, what is this about?
That's a great point that I want to get into, because I was having this conversation with my dad back home for the holidays. I know a lot of people would probably say otherwise depending on situations, but I would rather have 5 friends than 20 acquaintances.
Absolutely.
Like these entourages that we see of guys and women that have, oh, well, I got 12 to 15 best friends, or like guys that say like, oh, I got 15, you know, homies that like would do anything for me. If that's true, that's a blessing for sure. Like, you don't see that very often, but like, I'm going to say I would put my money on maybe 2 of them or 3 of them are like your really close friends. And that just comes with growing and understanding what a friend is and how you classify a friend in your life. But I would agree with everything that you said, bro, because as a friend, and finally having friends that have things in their life that they are pursuing, that they're wanting to do, I'm that one that's like, heck, how can I be of service to it? Because if you're growing in that, that's a reflection of me as a friend to you. Like, I'm not going to hold you back in something that I'm telling you, do it. If I'm telling you to do it, I'm going to help you with that any way I can. And even it's as little as showing up, man. Like, as showing up is still doing so much for that person that they wouldn't even think of as a disservice to them. That would be bro, you just showed up and we're here for it. You added an extra an extra type of energy that I didn't have. That's enough for me. And that's what I would view it as, especially that night with seeing everyone that showed up. But my whole point to that is, it's one thing to have the expectation, right? Like, I didn't come into this like, yeah, I expect all my friends to show up for me. It's more of when it happens, I look back and I'm like, dude, I'm just blessed.
For sure.
You know, because I would say the same for you. You don't expect nothing from anyone. I would say the same thing. But I know as somebody that I'm being a friend to, man, I'm going to go above and beyond as much as I possibly can.
For sure.
You know, even if that means sometimes, not all the time, I have to move things around, or I'm sacrificing things on my end so that way I can be there for it. I know deep down I'm that person's friend, because when I hang out with them, I truly enjoy being around them.
Absolutely.
And that's what it has to be, bro. Like, you don't hang out around people you don't want to be around. Come on now.
Yeah. And at the root of it is, I look at it like, yo, for like a brotherhood, when you win, your boy wins too.
Yeah,
so when
man.
you elevate, like when you see people make it, when you see people really get to certain places in their life, for their brothers that grew with them, that elevated mentally and just in all other spaces, they're right there with them. So you elevate with your boys. So that's why I say, when you win, your boy wins. When your boy wins, you win. So it's like, it's really a team. And if that's not at the premise, if that's not at the root of and foundation of the relationship, then what is it about?
Yeah.
What is it about? Anything subsiding that would be like competition, which is out.
Sure.
That's not real brotherhood. So again, if your brother has certain aspirations, and again, it might just be showing up, just be supporting. It could, and it varies for the situation. But again, what you should want for yourself, you should want for your brother. And that's just how I look at it for anybody that I can. And it's very minimal because like you said, I would almost say impossible if somebody has a multitude of best friends. It's like, nah, you need real situations to really see who's really your brother. So in an event of real situations, all 12 people aren't going to really be there for you. Maybe only 2, maybe. It might just be 1, and that's all you need. But the reality is when you win, your brother wins. When your brother wins, you win. So that's just how I look at it. And so if it's not going to be that, then again, it's just an acquaintance and that's fine. But if we talking brotherhood, it's another tier of how you operate with your brothers. So yeah, you should just want the best for your brothers at all time, no matter what it is.
And I don't think, I understand a lot of people, you got to start that way. You got to start it on your own. You got to do something on your own before you can have the help that you need. But it can't be something that's like, you go down the road, especially with this venture. Like I've been doing this since 2018 all by myself, right? And this was probably one of the first years that I actually had consistent help with you, with Deshaun. But I understand that I can't do this all alone. So I got to take time out of my day to understand, like, okay, I got 2 brothers that are willing to do anything for me, and I appreciate that. But we still need to grow and find those people that are willing to help in areas that I don't have as much expertise in, because this is constraint, right? We're in a constraint right now where manpower is a thing, time's a thing, and we both only have so much we can do compared to having one more person, one more hand in it, bro. And I think a lot of times we set these expectations, right, to where it's like, okay, I'm going to have, like, I want to be friends with this dude, or I just want to have a homeboy, but, he's got to reschedule. Can't have that. No, next one. And I think there's got to be some grace within that to, like, really figure that out, because just like we talk about relationships as friendships, bro, that's got to take a year to learn somebody like that. Like, you got to see people go through stages of life to understand, all right, is this really someone that I can count on as like a brother, or is this something that's more of an acquaintance that in the summers we hang out a lot, but when it gets to the winter, it's like, bro, I'm struggling for real. It's like, all right, well, like, how am I supposed to take that? You know what I'm saying? So I think you have to give somebody a year to really figure out more or less as if you're gelling or not, because to try and bring someone into a dream of yours right off the bat, right, within that first year, that ain't cool. That's a lot to try to put onto somebody. Yeah. So even with you, it's like when we started off early recording all this stuff, I was never like, hey, we went maybe a few weeks or a couple weeks here and there of like, yo, I got to cancel, maybe reschedule. I was never like, nah, Julian's not it. We can't do this anymore. It was like, I'm going to still do this on my own. And then we'll come back next week and we'll do it again. So I think you just got to be able to know and understand the independence in all of it. This isn't for you. This isn't for Deshaun. This isn't for none of my other friends. This is for me.
Absolutely. This is yours. It's yours.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not here, we're going to keep rolling. So that way, when you do get back, it's like, all right, bro, let's pick up where we left off.
Yeah. In any situation. So yeah, I understand, man. Like you said everything. I don't want to prolong it, but at the premise of it, I just look at it, anything, it's very simple with me. You should want for yourself, or your brother what you want for yourself. That's just how I look at stuff. And everybody's not considered a brother. Some people are friends. Some people are brothers. Brothers and friendships often join. They're like the Venn diagram. Some people are just acquaintances. But for your brothers, you want for them what you want for yourself. Yeah. So that's just how I look at it.
Well, then, since we're talking about routines right now, bro, what are I don't know how much we've dived into your pursuit of your music career, whatnot. Like, talk to us a little bit about what a routine looks like for you when it comes to that type of space and creativity. Because, I mean, let's be honest, bro. Being in a creative space is a lot. Like, for sure, you got to pull from areas that you're not pulling from all the time. So, what does that look like?
That's a good question. For me, I look at it like, I don't want to overuse the word vibe, but it really is a sense of like a mood thing. So I mean, like for me, whether it's listening to certain beats or like often scenery and things like that has a big part to where you are too. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I reflect back being in Chicago and then, now being here in Arizona, like it's a totally different vibe. So just I don't want to say the content in which I speak on is different, but just the element of just relaxation and just the vibe. I mean, for example, if you hear West Coast music, it's laid back. If you were to hear certain East Coast sounds, it could be a little bit more gritty. But that goes to environment. So it's an environment thing. It's also a space of, at least for me, environment, but then also just a mood type of situation. So what mood am I in? What do I want to speak on? And then to go with that, the visuals. So videos, and just trying to be different in regards to, just the visuals that I put out, when I'm speaking on for sure, and how I portray it. So it's a combination of things, but again, it's not something that I plan. Like I have to whether I'm at the crib chilling and I'm listening to beats, sometimes I just might be listening to beats and I don't write anything. And it's just like, all right, I'm feeling, or I don't hear anything that I like. And so it's like, okay, but I think more than anything, it's just being consistent. Because you're not going to always be motivated. It's like with anything. For sure. You're not going to always want to hit the gym, but you still hit the gym. So it's the same thing with music or any other endeavor. I don't look at any of these things different. I just look at it like just staying consistent. Like you have to. Because there are certain times with anything that we do, you just don't want to do it.
No, definitely.
But in the pursuit, I'm pretty sure there's times you don't want to set this up. You don't want to but again, it's the consistent part that takes people to the next level. Irregardless if you want to do it or not. If you're in pursuit of a dream or aspiration, motivation can be fleeting sometimes. I mean, you could be a super dedicated person, but there are times where you're like, yo, I just don't want to do this. Yeah. But are you still going to do it in event of that? So that's how I look at it, whether it's music, whether it's working out, whether it's reading, there are times I don't want to do any of these things. But I mean, there are times we don't want to work. We still have to clock in.
No, for sure.
So it's the same with all of these ventures. It's just like being consistent. That's it.
It's I think being creatively consistent in something is a lot different from being consistent in like going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like you really I guess it just depends on the person, but for me, I find it so challenging to be creatively consistent than to go to the gym.
For sure.
For me, like physically, I know if I don't go to the gym, I'm not going to feel good.
For sure.
That affects my mental and physical health. So then at that point, if I'm not going to the gym consistently, it's like I'm not me.
Yeah, you feel it.
I'm not, I'm not me. Whereas when I'm not creatively consistent, I know that's an outlet for me. I know when I'm creative, it's not me as a totality. It's like a little bit of ego. It's a little bit of like past experiences. It's a little bit of just kind of what would I call it? Like grounding in a sense. Like it's all mixed in together, but it takes so much more energy out of me to be creatively consistent. Cause I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like when we're done recording with these things, I'm like, I'm taxed.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Taxed.
Emotional stuff.
Like, I'm taxed. So it's like, you're thinking about a ton of different things and just everything that you described and like the music, like you said, the vibe, the sound, the visuals, like pulling from different things based off of how all that stuff comes together. It's taxing because you got to think about a lot more. Whereas in the gym, it's like I'm going till failure and I know what that failure looks like and I'm going to still keep going.
Exactly.
It's very one-dimensional, right?
Absolutely.
Creatively, it's almost 4 or 5 dimensional and you got to pay attention to those aspects because you only know what palette you have.
That's a great point.
So it's really cool to meet creatives like that, bro. And I never envisioned that I would be, close with people that had that type of creative edge to themselves. And I just think it's so nice when you have that type of layout because then you know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm like, bro, I'm just kind of like, how's your day? It's like, it's been good, bro, but man, I'm just kind of tired today. He's like, all right, cool. Well, let's get to it. Like,
drained.
Like let's see what we can put together and see how it comes out. So, I would recommend anyone that's, doing something that's a creative angle of it, just be patient with it, man. Like consistency looks different in everyone's lives. It's not a day-to-day thing. That's not being consistent. It's every week you have a set amount of time and time frames of doing the exact same thing over and over again. And that turns into, maybe a year to 2 year span. And it's just always like second nature to you. And I feel like once you can get to second nature with it, man,
for sure.
It's hard to lose.
Yeah, because it's gonna get monotonous. That's within anything.
Yes.
It's gonna get monotonous, and you have to factor monotony on top of just the reality. Sometimes you're not gonna see any type of motion in the beginning. You're probably not gonna see any motion. So you're factoring monotony, no motion, and then having to persevere.
Yeah.
So just to be honest, anybody that's pursuing anything, you have to operate in a certain level of delusion.
For sure. Yeah, no,
operating
that's
in
true.
delusion
That's true.
because there's nothing that's proof of concept that this is gonna work. But within, if you know whatever talent you have, you know internally, like, no, I know I have what it takes at whatever level or at a high level to make it. Capital It.
Yeah.
To make it. So you're putting out content. It's not getting any views. You're putting out content. It's not getting reviewed. You're putting out content. There's no forward motion. You're putting out content. You're spending money. You're not getting any money back, but you're still doing it.
Yeah.
What is anybody that's in any type of aspect that knows what that is in whatever pursuit they have, you're operating off of persevering for your dream. But when you're not seeing any forward motion and you're doing it day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, it's like, all right, it's delusion in a way,
No,
a
it
good
is.
delusion.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
delusion in the fact of it. Nothing is showing proof of concept that it's gonna work. But you just have to be consistent because if you know in your heart and within internally that whatever talent you have deserves, and it's not an egotistical thing, but you just know what you have is worthy, you have to continue to persevere. But when you don't see anything, that's a real challenge. That's why a lot of people quit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And we're breaking it down and it seems very like cliche, but it's like, no, it's a real thing. A lot of people quit because they just don't see any type of movement. No, they don't see any motion, but it's like, I mean, do you really want to see things quick? Because it's going to come down quick too. So you need to feel nothing happen. You need to feel that because when you do grasp it, when you do get to gain some type of momentum, some motion, and you do start to further, you have a real basis. If you started right now and then you have millions of followers, you would just be like, oh, this is nothing. This is it doesn't hold any weight to you.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't hold anything. But when you're putting stuff out, a few people watched. Putting stuff out, a few people watched. Then you gradually, you're climbing the stairs. You just appreciate everything so much more. So you want to have a gradual climb. This is for anybody.
No, yeah.
You don't want immediate gratification. You don't want instant gratification. You don't because you won't cherish it the same. The trials and tribulations that you go through in persevering, whatever dreams and aspirations that you have, you need that. If you really want to have success, you're going to need that for real. But I mean, we're in a time of instant gratification. Social media, put it out, thousands, hundreds of views, millions of views. And it's like, okay, but do you want that immediately? No, you kind of want to, nobody wants to suffer because we have self-preservation. That's within the root of all of us. We're going to self-preserve before anything. But when you reflect back on certain things, you look back and you're like, wow, I'm glad I went through that.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? You don't want it immediately. People think they do, but if you could really have it immediately, you probably would realize like, I didn't need it like this. I needed to go through some stuff so I could cherish this the way that I'm supposed to. But in the moment, we don't feel like that. We're like, man, I need it right now.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And I think, looking at some of these documentaries or some of these people that get big, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's like a A-list celebrity, I think there are times where it's that instant, right, gratification where they do something and boom, it blows up. From a branding perspective, it's sometimes that's not what they actually wanted themselves to blow up as.
Yeah.
You look at all these TV stars who are in Disney, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're our age now, probably, pushing almost 40s. They're still remembered for that one TV show that they did, and they've done tons of movies after that. But what happened? They blew up really quick. The instant gratification of money, success, fame grew. And at that time, they loved it.
Yeah.
For 5 to 10 years, they probably were enjoying and eating it up. It benefited their life in a way. But now at 30, it's like, bro, you think they still want to be remembered for this? No. And that's exactly what you're saying is careful what you wish for, because if you want that right now, in a year from now, you're not going to be the same person.
You're not.
Especially if you're on the path of elevating, you're on the path of being consistent, you're on the path of, okay, in this year, what went good for the show, what didn't work out for the show, and how are we elevating?
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine what it's like to have that instant gratification, bro. Because like you said, that's given, you don't view it the same. A loss isn't a loss. It's like, all right, well, it is what it is. Or a win, you're like, I expected that. Like you're entitled to all that now because of certain things that were given to you, or just the viewership that was given to one video or 2 videos. And it's like, that's not a human approach.
It's not real, man.
No,
if
bro.
somebody came in this room and just dropped a bag of $2 million on you right now.
That's not real. Yeah.
I mean, you would be happy,
Right.
But not saying you, but just anybody, if we say you in general, for that, just anybody who just would want it. Like, I just want this right now. Okay,
sure.
somebody comes, drops $2 million on you right now. What are you doing with that money? I'm genuinely.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna go splurge immediately. Buy whatever car you want. You might immediately go get a new spot, whatever it is, but how are you gonna make it grow? Do you have the knowledge to make it grow?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with it? So it's like, when we really boil it down, the things that you go through in the process, to where it's like, if you start in that realm, if you were to start to gain some type of financial literacy or understand certain things, and then you acquire it, then the mindset goes to, okay, yeah, there are going to be some things that I do that you do that are enjoyable, but no, I'm going to put this here, I'm going to put this there, I'm going to do that with it. So it's like, a lot of times people say, if I had this, I would do this now. And it's like, well, I understand it. I get it. But it's like, you would get it, and then it would be gone immediately. So you have to be thankful for the journey, for real. And I think
for sure.
a lot of, maybe it is probably the anxiety that people feel for wanting to get things super quick, is because there's so much access to what we see visually, man.
Yeah.
There's so much access to what we see on our phones, on TVs, and it's constant. And I'm in the book that we read, the book that I've been reading it, Every Man's, what is it? The book.
The blue one?
Yeah.
Every Man's Struggle, is it? Or
Every man. Yes, it's along those lines. Yeah. But it speaks to that in regards to, like, our visually, what we see. And I'm just saying that in regards to just people.
Right, for sure.
We're exposed to so much that we apply it. And it's like, well, that's not really the true nature of process. You need to kind of be reclusive in a way and not see things and go through certain things. And like, but when you're going through things and then you're seeing this here, you're seeing that there, you're seeing people in front of a big house, you're seeing people with a Lamborghini truck, you're seeing people take trips here. Then it's like, well, I need it now. I need it now. I need it now. And it's like, well, the aspiration to want that is good, but your journey is your journey. You have to go through what you have to go through to get there. And if it's in God's will, it's going to happen, but you need that process for real. And that process gets removed internally when you see so many things visually.
Yeah.
Because it's like, forget the process, I need that. And it's like, nah, that's not. You need the process.
You need it. You need it for sure. Yeah. And to go back to spending time at home, I got to spend a good amount of time with my dad's side of the family, and one of my tios that lives in Hawaii now, so I don't see him very often. We all hung out. We all went to a couple of bars, and I've never really, I have a lot of tios and tios on my dad's side, so like getting one-on-one time with them is very rare.
For sure.
And when I do, it's like, it's not really like, learning about their life growing up. It's more of like a, hey, how you doing, mijo? And then talk about times when I was young, but never times that like they were my age or like, in their 20s. So when those times happen, it's like, I'm all ears, I'm listening. Sure. And he was telling me about his job and work history and how he got certain places. And bro, when I tell you like the commonalities and being a Reyes and like being, having my dad's blood in me, is he was telling me stories about how he was managing stores at like 23 years old and dealing with like certain situations with his boss, dealing with another situation where he was held at gunpoint, and being able to manage a team of like 5 to 10 to 12 people at like 23 years old, and moving up and moving places based off of what job was working and whatnot. Like the whole theme of it all was like, bro, he just trusted the process.
Have to.
He didn't have his mindset stuck on, I'm going to live in California at 25. I'm going to have 3 kids at 28. Like, no, man, he was going through the process the way that God was leading him in.
Yeah.
And just because there was a border or like something that came up in front of him, a blockage, he was just like, I'm going to go around it.
For sure.
And I think more often than not, we're not going around the block, bro. We're going and stopping at the block and just turning around. So I think we do have to see certain things as blessings in our life when it comes to the creativeness, when it comes to the side hustle or the hobby that you want to go after. And it's not that it's not ready yet. It's find another way.
Absolutely.
So hearing him talk about it, I'm like, bro, this is amazing. Yeah. And sometimes you need those conversations and those talks with, individuals that have already done that in their life and that have been there, to sit back and look at and be like, all right, like this is the only way it can work. I'm sorry, man. It's the only way, bro, or else it's not real. Yeah. It's curated. Or you're selling a part of yourself, which we won't get into too much, but like you're selling a part of yourself to get to an end goal that would have never been in there for you.
Absolutely.
You're playing God.
Yeah.
So
I think that's one thing other like previous generations had. They went through their process with pretty much, we can say, none to very limited visuals of what's going on just out in the world, which I mean, it's a blessing that we have so much access now because we can see. But I think, I mean, it is a double-edged sword because while we are able to have so much more exposure, just as a society, we see so much like constantly.
in seconds, bro.
Yeah, constantly
Seconds.
to where it's like, if that doesn't get removed, one is constantly in a space of, I should have that, I should have it. And now, and immediately now. And that's just not life. That's not life. So I think, you know, once one takes on that mindset and understands that, then you can kind of like, there's nothing wrong with exposure and seeing certain things like that, but you filter when you see it and when you don't. Because there's an understanding of you can't spend a certain amount of time watching TV. You can't spend a certain amount of time seeing what other people are doing. You might not know what's the newest trend or the newest whatever it is because you're so locked into what you have going on. That's the real route for real. Not constantly knowing what's going on, what's trending, who's with who. Like there's no growth. Again, it's mining. You have to mine. And if one doesn't assert themselves in mining, I mean, God knows all. So I can't say somebody isn't going to make it, but I do think it would be very, very hard for somebody to push through with constantly seeing what's going on and not putting themselves in a space to where they're just mining and they're locked in. I think that's the real route. But again, we're in a space of so much social media, so much access, so much visual or visualizations of things that if people don't remove, there's nothing wrong with seeing it, but if people don't remove and they constantly are in this space of watching, it's going to have a profound effect on how they interpret things, how they internalize things, and how they maneuver throughout life, because it's going to be based on like something that's not real. So, I mean, we're in a different space, but I mean, nothing is different than people who made it before than now. It's just certain people. It's just we have more access now.
We have more access is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And I think like what I see all the time is like the 7-step process to becoming rich, or like, 3 ways that you can boost your content creation and get more followers or get more, get more money or land more jobs. And it's like all these tips, all these strategies, all these secrets to success. And it's too much. It's clouding, bro.
It is.
And
man.
anytime like I come across certain people and they ask me like, yo, what's your strategy or what's your secret? Not to say that I have a lot of wins, but like when I do it consistently, it does fairly good.
For sure.
And it's real. So I'm like, I don't pay attention to a lot of the things that these people are making videos on of like secrets to this, secrets to that. Now I do think a level of education under certain realms and pillars like finances, buying a car, buying a house, none of that stuff ever changed. It's just things have become more important than what it used to be back then, and certain prices change. But and other things that aren't foundational, like shooting a video, editing, like, yes, there's small things that I offer tips on, but a lot of the times, bro, I'm like, just do it on your own. Like figure out who you are, what your type of palette is, how you speak. Like you don't get better at anything until you try it for yourself, because then if you do it as someone else, it's not genuine.
It's not going to work either.
It's not. And that a lot of people don't like to hear that because they only work off of a technical understanding of strategy and like planning out things. I've never been that way, but I also believe there needs to be a balance of like pulling from a strategy, but also pulling from yourself. Like really how you feeling that day, because how are you going to talk about something that's like, hey guys, like I'm actually having a really good day, and it really wasn't. Like
people can feel that too.
That's what I'm saying.
People
like it really wasn't.
People can read that.
And it's like that Black Mirror episode where they're all on social media and they're all putting their rates and statuses of like how they're feeling. And if they put it too low, it's like going down onto like their personality ratings, their status. And it's that's how it's becoming. We're all robots. A lot of us are robots. Like we're, again, listening to everything that people go to the left instead of the right, going to the left. So, not to get in the philosophical BS that we could go down, but I guess the main thing that I'm saying in all this is being yourself has way more validity in how you show up on video in person than following any strategy. A lot of us know a lot of things, bro. It's not about college. It's about being around people that have life experiences, knowing from your life what you can share and what you talk about, and just using that in your everyday to be able to speak to people and just do the things that you actually like doing at a rate where it's real.
Absolutely.
Being real is priceless.
That's it.
It's so easy.
That's it. Yeah. I agree, man. I don't want to double down on it too much, but nah, yeah, I think genuinely, man, it's just a matter of like understanding, like, and I'll just leave it at this: what God has for you is for you, and you genuinely have to remember that. So you can be inspired by other people.
Yeah.
You can look to people for inspiration and like how other people are operating, and take certain things that people do and add it to your own palette and to how you operate. But at the premise of it, you have to know what God has for you is for you, and genuinely believe that. And you can't look to other people and their stories and where they are in life and what they have and feel anything from it and be like, well, when is that going to happen for me? Or when it's like, nah, like you don't know what that person went through to now have had that breakthrough or to have the life that they have. And if you were to switch or see, it might be too much for you.
Yeah.
And you might be like, oh, I can't deal with this, or I don't want to deal with this. So you really have to like take certain things for face value, be genuinely happy when you see people acquire certain things, and then use that for aspiration for yourself and lock into your own purpose. But you can't look at other people and be like, nah, I need that because you have it. It's like you don't know the backstory on it.
Bro. Not relationships, not cars, not lifestyles. You can't.
And you don't know if it's real. You don't know the legitimacy of it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's this. It's two sides.
Right.
You don't know
what comes with it, like you said. What's really coming with all of that?
Yeah. And if it's real, it could be a facade. So there's so many different layers to it that you should just see things, take it for what it's worth, unless you know the backstory on it, or unless you know it's your boy or somebody that you know. But subsiding that, you see something, you're inspired, take the inspiration, use it and apply it for self, and then move forward. But don't delve into it and dive into it and be like, no, I need that because I saw them there. And now they have this. And that's like, you don't know what they had to go through. You genuinely don't know unless you know this person. But take the inspiration, apply it to self, and then move forward within your journey.
Yeah, bro, those are great things to kind of finish this episode off of. What I'll say before we close it out, guys, is, being in 2026, the best advice I could give any of you is be unapologetically yourself while you're working on yourself. Like, too many times, especially as we get older, we're trying to curate to lifestyles, friends, people in this area, people in that area. And I think the most success I've found, especially at 28 years old, is showing up and being myself. And the amount of times that I've related to people, that I've had genuine conversations, that something has came out of it, has been when I'm just, again, showing up. If I'm not good that day, how are you doing? I'm doing okay, bro. It's, I've had better days, but I'm living.
Absolutely.
That's what matters. Oh, cool. Like, what's going on? Like, how can I assist you? I don't think a lot of people give others the opportunity to, be of service. And I would challenge you in this year of 2026 to let people be there for you. For real. That's a good point. It's just as much hard to be of service as it is to open up about hopefully being of service to. And I know that's kind of confusing to understand, but I think when I've been able to be vulnerable with the dude sitting next to me, with the friends that I have, or just ask for help, man, you'd be surprised at the help that's given and how much better you feel about the friendships, about the life that you have. And that's the only way that you can stay blessed in the moment. So moving forward, I really pray that you guys continue to be consistent with whatever you're doing, staying humble through it all, and just always being determined in the things that you're doing, man. So Julian, I want you to send us out one last time and, leave us with something encouraging, bro. What can you tell those people out there?
For sure. Well, 2026, we're in December 30th, 2025. So we have a little over a day left in this year. So again, for anybody watching, anybody that's going to be watching this, will be watching this in the new year. So within this new year, it's a new year. It's a clean slate. Genuinely, it's a clean slate. So we all are starting with A's. Nobody starts with an F. You accumulate to an F. That's a good
point. Yeah,
you get to an F. So we all have A's. We're starting out on a new year. Lock in. Men, women, lock in. Whatever your aspirations are, notate them, journal, reach out, network. But this is a new year. So for anybody watching this now, this is going to be within the first week of the new year. Lock in. Lock in. Your aspirations are real. They're achievable. The life that you want to live is real. It's obtainable. Like anything on this earth that you want, you can have. Like you can have it. Like, but you see, we watch people that have things all the time. They're people, they bleed just like us.
Yeah.
They have to put their pants on just like us. They've acquired. So whatever you want, you can obtain too, but you have to lock in. So again, we're going to be approaching on this new year. We all have A's. Don't let that A get to a C in the first 2 weeks. For real. It's like, you know what I mean? Like stay with that A. Yeah. It's not necessarily the easiest because so many things happen, but you can get straight A's. You can have an A for the whole year.
Talk to them now.
You can have straight A's for the whole year. It's just like school. You can have A's your whole school year. You get down to D's and C's, it's because you didn't study, you didn't play it around. So it's like, nah, don't play around. Lock in and persevere. Lock in and persevere, because life is life. You don't know certain things that are gonna accumulate through life. Certain things are just unknown, but persevere, lock in, and always remember your aspirations are real and what you want can be acquired. That's simple.
That's it, y'all. Hope you guys have a great day. If you're starting your morning, have a great rest of your day. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
2026.
Love.